Hello all my art-loving friends out there. Today is a very exciting day because we are painting the cover of this Etcher sketchbook, and then I will give you a tour of all the completed pages. This should be really fun. So this is perfect timing that I wanted to paint my sketchbook cover because I wanted to do it with acrylic paint anyway, and Chalkola sent me this 32 set of acrylic paint and I like their products, so I went ahead and told them yes, I would be interested in trying that out. So been pretty happy with everything they've sent me so far. They also sent me all of these canvas boards, which we probably won't try in this video, but maybe in the next video. All right, let's paint that sketchbook cover right now. First things first, we have to get the hair and dirt off, and I'm not going to scrub this with anything because I don't think that it's necessary to get all the dirt off, because I do plan on covering it with this golden gesso. This is very old, it's been in my acrylic drawer forever, however it will still work. I just need to stir it up a bit, but we got to get the dirt and hair off of it. So I have packing tape here. I'm going to pull off a strip, and once I have the packing tape, push it down, pull it off. So I'll do that around the entire sketchbook, and then I'll cover it with gesso, and then we'll get to painting. It's all gessoed. It looks so much cleaner. Even though it's not perfect, it looks quite nice. In fact, the back looks even nicer because I accidentally piled on the gesso a little bit thicker. Let's open these up first of all, see what we have. Oh, they come with brushes and a palette, all kinds of stuff. Interesting. Those brushes seem very soft. Not sure how good they'll be for acrylics. Let me pull them out and see. Oh, they're not on a board. Let's try this one. Oh, not too bad. Nope, they're not that soft. They're soft, they're just, I'm saying, they're not that springy, so I think they might work. This one has bristles that definitely would be problematic for painting. Snip those off. All right, so maybe we'll try these. I dropped them on the ground. That's okay. And try this round brush real quick. Glue. Oh no! I went to just pull at the sizing and the ferrule came off. So we'll be pinching that back together. I'll have to go get some pliers. Not a good start, darn it. Palette, which, heck, maybe I will use. All of my ceramic ones I told you in that one video were still filled with other things. Well, yeah, they still are. So this might be a good option for today. And big tubes, nice big tubes, 22 mils. Wow, it even comes with a palette knife and a sponge. That's pretty good, pretty good. A little broken plastic. So we have all these colors here. And my grandma's kitty's coming to say hi. Hi, Chica. All right, so this Etcher sketchbook, this is the 100% cotton one inside, watercolor paper. I have gessoed the front of this. It does have a little bit of dirt on it again already. So I gessoed it because it was really dirty, and I also thought the gesso might make it a little smoother, which I wanted when I painted on it. So I'm going to grab a damp paper towel and just see if I can't clean up that dirt spot and that dirt spot. Looks like that's about it for dirty spots. Hey, I could even use this sponge. Maybe I'll do that. So I want to do a very kid-like scene on this. I just feel in that mood. So I just opened them up and nothing came spilling out of this one. This is cobalt blue. Thought I would use that for the sky. And it came with 2 titanium whites I noticed over here, which is great because right away I already need or want to use some white. Actually, I shouldn't have poured that much out because I actually need to leave in about 45 minutes, but that's okay. I will try the brush out. Let's just try it. Ooh, that paint feels soft and creamy. Ooh, I like it. Brush is fine. Don't see anything wrong with it yet. This one's ferrule hasn't fallen off, so it looks like I'll use a lot of the blue because it's definitely all gone already. See? All gone. Should probably get some white in there while it's still wet. You know, this is acrylic. You gotta work as you go. I'm going to keep this sped up quite a bit so that I have time for the sketchbook tour later, but I noticed these paints felt exactly like the Liquitex Basics to me, and the Liquitex Basics is the only other acrylic paint that I have used with any regularity, so I can say that pretty confidently. When I have to go back over the front and put in space holders for my figures, you can see that, you can't see it yet because I'm painting the back of the sketchbook right now, but you'll see that I block them out with the titanium white. And that way you can paint a more transparent color over there. Anyway, when you're painting with acrylics, you can't always paint over dark colors, so blocking things out with the white allows you to then go back in and paint whatever other color you want over the top of it. So you can see I'm painting some figures. It didn't draw anything out. It's just doing it with the paint because I just wanted to. I think it's fun to do that sometimes, especially with paint like acrylic where you can just kind of go back and fix anything. But I found it interesting that I wasn't very interested in painting this cover. It's like the sketchbook was done in my mind and I didn't want to play or touch it anymore. So that might be a good lesson for you. Paint your sketchbook cover before you finish your sketchbook, because I'd be interested to hear if you guys ever felt the same thing. Like, once you're done with the sketchbook, I don't know, painting the cover wasn't as important. It didn't feel as important to me as it did when I was still using it. So that is something I'm definitely going to do on my other sketchbooks, is do the cover before the sketchbook is finished so that I can enjoy it while it's there. But the nice thing about this acrylic paint is that now it's protecting the cover. It's a slick surface. You can see how glossy it is, and I'll have a nice protected cover for the rest of its life, hopefully. Can you believe it? The moment I've been waiting for. Maybe you haven't been waiting for it, but I have. This sketchbook is finished. Cover is painted, the whole shebang. I was gonna do some flowers in the field, but I'm kind of over it. Faces are just so-so. That's okay. This is fun. I know who these people are. Youngest son, me, my husband, my oldest son and his wife, my middle son and his girlfriend, my dog, supposed to be his dog, but really it's mine, Jack, Blanca, our golden retriever. These two are their dogs. That is Mopey and Bailey. I did not include the cats, as you can tell. So I started this apparently December of 2020. It takes me a long time to finish a sketchbook. So this was the first time I received Himimiya watercolors. This painting is on the channel, and I actually like how it turned out. This was the Mission Gold watercolors, the first time I made the Cloverleaf palette. Daniel Smith watercolors, plus I did the Pearlex over the top for sparkles for the snow. This is a picture I took. I really like it. I think I painted it again, maybe on a separate piece of paper. Oh, on the glitter paper, I think, the Paul Rubens glitter paper. This is when I was doing that loose style. I just got my Sennelier watercolors. It's really fun. She's my kitty, a picture I took of her. I'd like to try this loose style again at some point. Here are Daniel Smith watercolors again, and then the first time I got the Sprayerfarben watercolors. We've done a lot with those on the channel, and then more Sprayerfarben, just to fill up that little blank space over there. This is testing out all the beautiful paint that I received from a very generous friend here on YouTube. Thank you again. Still love all of these. Especially, like, these are just gorgeous. That one, oh, they're all so pretty. And I did this out of order. The painting I did with this set is actually on this next page here. And that was during World Watercolor Month, and the prompt was abrupt, as you can see. And then I did Himimiya watercolors here. And I don't know why the camera makes that look so splotchy. In person, I guess it is a little splotchy, but not like you guys are seeing on the camera. Like, you can look at this and say, yep, maybe there was some water issues over there, but nothing too big of a deal. But on the camera, it's like, oh my gosh. Regardless, I love how the black in that set mixed with the purple and made that gorgeous background. Oh, that has to be a Mars Black PBK11 in that set. It has to be. All right, we saw that. This was another World Watercolor Month prompt jewel. Really like that one. Himimiya, still trying to use them up, darn it. Paul Rubens student grade watercolors, and I still think they're quite pretty. And I did that painting with that. I actually love this painting. Someone suggested, because I was a little weirded out by this back hatch, and they said maybe make some of the edges more crisp. Since it's supposed to be closer to us, it will be more in focus, and I think that's a good idea. If I were to make this into a print or anything, because this is my own picture, then I would do that. I think I might just try painting it again, although I really like the way this one turned out. This one, oh my gosh, I started this one forever ago. Just finished it October 5th of this year. I started it with my Cora watercolors. It seemed kind of detailed, left it for a really long time, went back and finally finished it at one of our watercolor get-togethers we have here locally. And I actually really like it, now that it's done. Nothing that you've seen on the channel. I did this on my own time. This one was fun. This was Faber-Castell Gelatos, sealed it with Kumar varnish. So pretty, love it. This was testing out the Dr. P.H. Martin's Hydra set, and then just recently, I finally did this side of the page and did a painting with the P.H. Martin's Hydrus, and I really love how it turned out. So there's a bit of a flaw in the paper, or maybe the way it warped. I have this weirdness going on. One of you guys did recommend how to try and pull that up or fix it, but I think I'm gonna leave it. I haven't tried it. Oh my goodness, this is when I just got into so much mixing with my Roman Schmal watercolors. By the way, look at these beautiful colors. I just want to get them out right now and play with them again. But regardless, I did a whole bunch of mixing in this just to see all the different kinds of fun colors we can get. And that was actually very enjoyable. If you want to play with your colors, you don't know what to paint, pull them out and do this. It was just fun. And then I did this painting here with some of the colors. I wanted to try buff titanium mixed with goethite. I don't remember. I don't think I have goethite. Transparent brown, maybe? Potter's pink. Probably Potter's pink. I have no idea, but it's pretty. Okay, this is when I got the M-Gram gouache, and I did a bunch of color mixing again. That was really fun. Did these two paintings, and they are okay. I don't like them so much, but I don't hate them either. I actually kind of like a lot of this one. Just a few things that I would maybe change in the future. Okay, this is when I got into the Prodigal Sons rabbit hole. Don't regret that, by the way, because the colors are beautiful. And then I wanted to try to see if you could just make a regular type of painting and what it would look like, and that's how that turned out. But then I painted something that was more suited for those types of watercolors and painted that. One of my favorites. I should probably do something with that. Make it a print or something, I don't know. And then I was playing with mixing charts for my beginner watercolor class, kind of seeing how that worked. But I was also using the remaining Prodigal Sons handmade watercolors that I got in a new order and did all these mixes with them, and you can see you get quite a color variety, and there's even more varieties than this that could be done that I didn't do, but it pretty much could be endless. And then I was swatching the palette that I got from Kimberly Crick. These are all Da Vinci watercolors, and I just wanted to swatch them in a slightly different way than my usual squares. And then I did swatch all of these. This was a huge gift from a viewer. So tried all of those different colors, and wow. Yeah, I have a huge selection of just beautiful, beautiful paint. Hey, this is the Sonnet watercolors. That was really fun. And I didn't end up doing a painting that day in this sketchbook, but later I used the Sonnet watercolors during the sketchbook revival and did this crazy portrait with that. And then I was playing with some other gifts from that same set, or set of gifts, however you say that. This is when I got my 12 white knights, and then I ordered the 2 Schmincke super granulating ones, the Volcano Red and Yellow, and mixed those with buff titanium here. And then with the white knights, I just did this crazy thing, and I had salt on it as well. After that, we played with more of the Schmincke Volcano Red and Yellow, and we were practicing making our own granulating watercolors. So I did my own Shire Green and Desert Yellow and Desert Brown and Desert Gray and Shire Blue and Volcano Brown. So you can see I got a lot of my own versions of those just by having the PY159 and the PR108. And here's some more of those granulating mixes that I played with. So you don't have to go buy all the Schmincke granulating paints. You would need a PBK11 because I don't have that. I didn't have that when I did this. Otherwise, I could have made probably all of the mixes. I was since gifted by somebody very generous a PBK11 Van Gogh brand that I can play with and make some more now. This is, again, that sketchbook revival. I was kind of jumping around the sketchbook. It was just playing with, well, I think these were my, Himi Mia watercolors, still trying to use them up. And I did these blobs and put faces in them. That was really, really fun. It was fun to practice different expressions, and I should do it some more, I think. This is one of my favorites. And then I did an online Zoom class with a local-ish teacher, and this was my version of it. Actually, can tell that it's not like my style, which is interesting. So apparently I do have a style, but I was testing out the Hippie Crafter watercolors. That was fun. And this was another sketchbook revival, and I love this page. This is one when I looked at the lesson for the day, I'm like, I'm not that interested in it, but it's one of my favorites. I love it. I absolutely love it. And this we had to draw with the pen from the beginning, no erasing, so that's why the face is a little bit off, and that's okay because that's what happens when you draw with a pen. And then I just put watercolors over it. More sketchbook revivals. This was fun, just painting a royal turn. And this was you put blobs down and then at the end you come back and see if you could make something out of it. And we're actually going to do that in my watercolor class tomorrow. That'll be really fun, but on a big scale, kind of like I say big scale, it'll be like a 9x12. This is when I was playing with the King Art watercolors straight from the tube. So I've got a cat trying to drink a water dish and it has some acrylic paint in it. So let me cover that. Okay. Anyway, King Art watercolors from the tube. It's not my most favorite painting in the world, but it's one in my sketchbook, so there we go. I actually really like some of this over here, which is funny because when I was painting this section, I didn't like that section at all. Isn't that ironic? And we were just doing loose florals in my watercolor class at the college and using some brusho for the centers, and boy, did that work well. I mean, the flowers, yeah, so. Actually, I really like this one, but the centers, whew, beautiful. Brusho is great for the centers of the flowers. And this more realistic, and then this was more loose with salt and brusho. So that was just playing. This is when I received as a gift the Artex Jelly Cup Gouache, and that was fun. And I did this painting with that. I think that was the day I was sick, but I painted anyway. I can't quite remember, but this is on the channel. And this is one I did with my Patreons. So I started it on my own, I believe, and then finished it on Patreon live stream. I think it was a live stream. There we go. Finished on a live stream. So we do live streams every month, and you get an extra video every month on my Patreon. So if you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description box below. It's kind of fun. This is that little wooden palette that I have my core paints in. Two very different paintings. Did this one obviously April, this one in October. So I had this bit of paper left over, came back and did that one. So definitely check these out. They're both on my channel. Schminka Special Edition Botanical Set and 9 full pan set. Testing those colors and a couple of paintings with them. And again, not my favorite paintings because my heart wasn't into it. Whatever. Rosa Gallery watercolors. Oh my goodness, do I want to pull these out and play with them again. Look how vibrant and gorgeous they are. And that's a painting I did with them. Very bright. I want to work on some more muted paintings here at some point. White Nights watercolors. Have a lot of metallics in that set. Absolutely beautiful. That was a gift. I think most of these were a gift from Kimberly Crick. And this is the day I was definitely sick because I remember that. I'm like, I'm just going to throw this painting together. It's not a really good representation of White Nights watercolors. So I'll have to do something with those again. And the Daniel Smith Duochrome and Iridescent colors. It was fun to try and use these on white paper and see if you could do any kind of painting with that. But yes, as a viewer mentioned, they are meant for putting over other colors or using on black paper. Regardless, it was fun to try to do something on white paper. And that is this whole sketchbook. And now the cover. Oh boy, that's an interesting cover, but you know what? It's going to make me grin every time I look at it, and I think that's what's important. And maybe I should add these 4 little kitties. I got another one up here to this painting, but I'm not going to. They don't come outside, and this is an outside picture, so that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the sketchbook tour. Thanks for sticking with me. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. Oh no! Aww. You don't want to go swimming.
Girl, come here.
Yep.